Hey sis. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? It is A'Tondra Vinchealle. If this is your first time watching me, hop in and say hi. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you are watching from. I always love to meet new people on my platforms. And if this is not your first time watching me, still hop in and say hi. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you are watching from, because you all know I love to interact with my people. So again, if you don't know who I am, my name is A'Tondra Vinchealle. I am the keeper of the Mermaid's wisdom. I support women who desire to love their bodies, love their periods, eliminate their stress, and have more orgasms. Now that's the sexy language for what I do. The more technical, or I guess professional term for who I am and what I do is I am a feminine wellness lifestyle coach, and I am more supportive of your transformation than I am of your desire to collect new information. So that is who I am. That is what I do. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for joining me this morning. This morning where I am, and it may be afternoon where some of you are. Hey, Sister Joanna, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me this morning. So I wanted to hop in really quickly. I am sitting in my loaner car that my king made sure that I have, in a 2019 QX80, which is a really, really, really nice car, really nice truck. I know what they do with these model cars, right? Like they give you the really cool loaner cars so that you fall in love with them, so that you're like, oh my God, I want to trade my car in and get this one. I totally get it, but I love, 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 love this truck. So let me tell you why I am in this gorgeous loaner car. So the other day, when I was on my way to pick up my children, I don't know what happened. I don't speak car, but I was driving and all of a sudden my car got hot, and then I started seeing smoke everywhere on the inside of the car. So I immediately jumped out, like I put the car in park, jumped out of the car and was like, oh my God, my car is getting ready to set on fire. Like, oh my God, my car is getting ready to set on fire. Like it's going to blow up and I'm going to die. So, so I freaked out, you know, called my beloved, and he was like, okay, babe, I'm on my way. Did you turn the car off? Hey there, how are you? He was like, did you turn the car off? And I was like, no, I don't want to turn the car off because I don't want to go next to the car because I'm going to blow up and die. And he was like, babe, it's not going to be like that, but okay. So anyway, he comes and, you know, checks out the car, and he's like, okay, babe, we're going to have to call AAA, to come and get the vehicle because I'm not going to be able to take care of it here, and I really don't want you driving it. Now remember, our children still needed to be picked up, so the brakes on his car needed to be fixed, and he hadn't made his appointment yet. So he was like, babe, I'm not really, you know, I don't really feel safe with you driving my car. You're only, you know, 4 minutes or so from the house. We'll call AAA. You'll wait here with the car, and then I will get the children. So I'm sitting there, and it's hot, and I'm sweating everywhere. And it was so interesting because I went into the soft incubator, which is Mama Namaste's group for the women who are in the Sanctum of Feminine Transformation. And I went in there and I was upset. I was sad. I was irritated. But one of the things that I said was, I was like, I am livid. I am angry. I am so mad. And shortly after that, you know, AAA got here, you know, or got to where I was. We got the car back home. Everything was fine. But when I got back home, I realized, I was like, you know what? You said that you were angry, right? Like I said that I was livid, but I never actually felt angry. As a matter of fact, I didn't even really feel stressed at all. Now, I was a little tired. I was anxious. I was a little anxious because obviously I had just jumped out of the car that was smoking. I was a bit, you know, irritated, and I felt a little inconvenienced, but I never actually felt angry. Like I didn't feel I didn't get the headache. I didn't get the energy rising to the top of the head. I didn't feel anything in my chest. So all of the normal telltale signs that would normally accompany me feeling like I was angry or feeling like I was stressed, I didn't have them. And I was sitting there in that moment and I was like, wow, A'Tondra, in your past, you have been so accustomed to anger being your first reaction that even though you weren't actually feeling angry and you exhibited none of the signs of anger at all, your mind, good day, Akambakani, your mind was telling you that you were angry. And because your mind was telling you that you were angry, you assumed that you should have been angry, so you said that you were angry. And it was such an interesting revelation because it really shows you how ingrained these neural pathways of behavior are. Because here's the way the mind works with neuroscience, right? So we're going to talk about this from a scientific perspective, and then I'll talk about it from an energetic perspective. From a scientific perspective, anytime you respond to a situation with a certain behavior, there are grooves that are developed in your brain. That's a very oversimplified language, but it's the best that I can do to help you understand. So there are these grooves, these pathways that are grooved into your brain. So if you've ever been in a situation where, like, for example, if you are in traffic and somebody cuts you off and you instantly get this road rage reaction, like this angry reaction, and you're like, I don't even know, like, it was something that happened, I didn't think about it, like, it just, somebody cut me off and I immediately was like, ah! Like, where did that come from? Well, the reason why that's there is because that is a pattern of behavior. That is a habit that you developed. You developed the habit of responding to being cut off in traffic with anger, by screaming, by yelling, by cursing. And so that neural pathway grooved itself into your brain so much to the point to where now when that happens, you don't even have to think about it. That is your brain's automatic reaction. And so sometimes when you begin to do the inner work and you begin to really seek out that transformation in yourself and in your habits and in your behavior, you will notice that as your feelings begin to change and the way that your feelings begin to change, sometimes the way that you respond takes a little time to catch up, because that neural pathway is grooved so far into your brain, so deeply into your brain, into your mind, that you're literally having to rewire your brain and rewire your behavior. And you do that by creating these new habits. And so it's important to recognize that when you start on your path for transformation and you're doing the work and you're going into the meditation and you're doing the self-reflection and you're beginning to own responsibility for your behavior and the things that you are doing, because that's a huge part of it, is your ability to own responsibility for your actions and for you creating your life and creating your scenarios. Once you actually begin to do that work, it's important for you to begin to recognize, wow, like, I responded that way and I didn't even really feel that way, right? Like, I responded that way and that's not even really how I felt. That's not even really what I feel like I wanted to do. And so when you begin to realize that there's now becoming a separation, right, between how you're feeling, because you're feeling differently, but you're responding like your old self, that's when you know, okay, I am reaching I am pushing the boundaries. Like, I am at the point right now where transformation is really about to happen, because now I am able to step outside of the situation and look at myself and say, wow, A'Tondra, you said you were angry, but you didn't even feel angry. You actually weren't even angry. And so it's important to understand that your patterns of behavior, right? Because here's the thing. We have these goals for transformation. Hey there, Soror. Thank you so much for hopping on. We have these goals for transformation, right? But what you have to understand is that in your transformation, you're still contending with the lifestyle that you had created prior to desiring that transformation. So I will give you an example. One of the reasons why I actually didn't even feel stressed and I didn't even feel angry is because I started utilizing the strategy of cycle syncing, meaning that I literally now sync my entire life, my relationships, my conversations, my business with my feminine cycle. Well, when I started to do that, I had to contend with the fact that I had already created a lifestyle that did not include that strategy, that did not include that methodology. And so I had to learn how to adjust this new transformative work that I was doing and adjust this and to make it ecological for the current lifestyle that I was living, if that makes sense, right? So understanding that as you're doing this transformational work with yourself and your mindset, you're still contending with your old habits. You're still contending with your old behaviors. You're still contending with your old ways of being. And so it's important that you give yourself grace with that, but that you also own responsibility for recognizing when your behavior is not in correlation with the transformation that you say that you desire. Right? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Have grace with yourself, and in that grace, own that responsibility, because your habits, right? If you are 40 years old and you've decided that you wanted to, you're on this new transformative path, that's great. That's awesome. That's amazing. And at the same time, you're still contending with the lifestyle that you created prior to that. So you must have grace with yourself in that and learning how to adjust these new transformative processes to be able to be ecological for the lifestyle that you're living while you're working on creating a new lifestyle that allows you to really fully embody and integrate that. And at the same time, making sure that when you recognize that your behavior is not in line with the transformation that you have decided that you want to be on, that you own responsibility for that, and you step outside and you say, wow, that's not how I felt. Wow, that's not what I wanted to do. Wow, that's not in alignment with what it is that I said that I desire. So let me make sure that I get myself back, because that is my responsibility, right? Like, it's not the person who cut you off. It's not their responsibility to create that safe environment for you to drive where you feel all nice and yummy, right? Like that person at the grocery store, it's not their responsibility to create your experience so that you're not irritated because there's only 3 lines available and you've got somewhere to go. Like, it's not their responsibility. That's your responsibility. So owning that responsibility and saying, no, this behavior that I just did, this thing that I just did is not in alignment with the woman that I say that I want to be and the lifestyle that I say that I want to have. So let me recognize that, and then let me get myself back into alignment with that which I say I want. So I just wanted to leave that with you today. I hope that was helpful. If this was helpful, please give some hearts, please give some likes, please share this video, because that helps me get my message out. Plus, I think I'm cute and I like to be looked at. Y'all see this? So I'm on my moon, and every moon I get this one little friend right here. You see her? Right there? Right there. Right? So like it's interesting because like in the luteal phase coming into my moon, I can see her coming, right? And then like when my moon comes, like she appears right there. And then she brings a friend. Where is she? Where's the friend? The friend is this one right here. So I get this one and then I get this one. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Please like, comment, share this video if it was helpful to you in any way. Okay, so before I go, I got a couple of things for you. Number 1, if you have not downloaded my self-care checklist, you should do that. you should do that. I have a self-care checklist that I developed for busy women. You can go to my website, www.themermaids, with an S, www.themermaids, hey sis, hey! Y'all know I'm squirrel, I'm sorry. www.themermaidswisdom.com. Click the button that says free self-care checklist and download that free self-care checklist for busy women that I have. I promise you it will change your life. Those are some of my best strategies, and it's self-care in a different way than what you're used to seeing self-care being presented as. So I definitely know that it's going to be transformative, and I definitely know that it's going to change your life. So again, it's a free download, www.themermaidswisdom.com. Okay, click on the button that says free self-care checklist. Number 2, in honor of self-care month, I am doing 30 days of self-care. So if you are not following me at Mermaid's Wisdom on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, you are going to be missing my daily self-care tips. Okay, I also have a 30-day self-care calendar that's going to be emailed out to all of the women who download my self-care checklist for women. So you want to make sure that you are on that list, and you want to make sure that you are following me on Facebook and Instagram at Mermaid's Wisdom. Okay, number 3, next week, I have a 4 live broadcast series on cycle syncing. I posted a picture or an infographic about that earlier today on both my personal page and on the Mermaid's Wisdom. I will be going live on the Mermaid's Wisdom Facebook page and the Mermaid's Wisdom Instagram page. So that's at Mermaid's Wisdom. So you want to be on the lookout. Check out that infographic so that you can see it. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so that's the announcements that I have for you today. I hope this was helpful. I got to get to my client. But I love you, love you, love you, and I wish for you all of the joy, peace, passion, pleasure, ease, and flow that you can receive into your own life experience. Love you. Bye.